You guys, I hope you're excited right now. It's our second interview for the day, one of our local beauty queens. I'm really excited to have Kathy here today. Kathy, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Fantastic. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So first off, why are you wearing a sash?
Well, I'm representing the city of Century City. I won my title back in March 29th to be exact. I competed before that. I competed my first pageant over a year ago, and my mom actually put me in my first one. I was a bit skeptical at first because I was like, I'm not so sure I want to be in a beauty pageant. Mom, that's not what I'm about, because I would call myself a tomboy before. I was not into the whole hair, makeup, heels, all that good stuff. And so she put my first one. I didn't place, but then I wanted to compete. I realized how badly I wanted to win one. I was contacted by my current director, Toy, and she reached out to me on Facebook. And she was like, I'm holding this pageant, you should come. It's just orientation, see if you like it. So I went out to LA. I went to orientation. It was so fun. I was like, okay, Mom, we're going to do this. I'm going to win this title. I placed in the top 7, but I didn't take home the crown. So I was like, okay, next one, I'm going to push myself 20 times harder. That's when I got a nutritionist, and I got my body completely in shape for it. I practiced my walk to perfection, and I practiced my interview questions over and over and over, and I was crowned that night, and it all paid off.
Wow, and that was March 29th?
Yeah, March 29th.
Congratulations.
Thanto you.
That's awesome. March 29th just happens to be my birthday, too.
No way.
Crazy. Crazy. So that was your first title, and that was 2015?
Yes.
And you were 17 then as well?
Yes.
So you
no, 16.
You were 16.
Yeah.
16 and 17 years old, sitting here talking about perseverance. She didn't win her first one. She didn't get crowned. She tried again. She didn't win the second one. She tried again.
Yeah, the goal is to just never give up. If it's something you really want, you stay motivated, you work your butt off for it, it'll come to you, as long as you want it so badly.
That's like such cliche, perfect advice.
Yeah, it is.
Where did you learn all that? Where did you learn that?
Well, my mom, she's my #1 motivator. She pushes me to always strive for success and strive for the best and chase my dreams, and it's exactly what I did. And now I will be chasing my dreams for Miss California Teen USA.
Woo!
And hopefully winning that competition. I will be representing California at Miss Teen USA if I was to win the title for Miss California there.
Dreams, you're using big words today. That's what we're all about. That's awesome. So let's go into that first experience of your first show. Tell us about it.
Okay.
Nerve-wracking?
Yeah, I was, okay, well, before it, like I said, I was like a tomboy. I had no experience wearing heels, makeup, nothing, so I always had to get my hair and makeup done. And I admit my mom would, in her words, she would say you walk like a man and stuff like that. But I was like, no. I still don't think it was the best. I wasn't at my best, obviously, with that competition.
How do you not get mad at her with saying that you walk like a man?
Oh, I do. When we coach and practice together, she gets on my nerves, and she'll be like, straighten your back. Or she'll be like, walk this, do that, and she'll nag me about certain things, and I'm like, oh my God, get off my case.
Tell you how it is?
Yeah, but then I'm like, okay, she's here to help you. You should be thankful for her, And yeah, she's always been my number one fan and supporter.
Whatever she's doing, she needs to write a book, because it sounds like she's doing it great. I mean, you're 17, 18.
Yeah.
I think you're at an age where you can really make or break being best friends or worst enemies with your parents, right? And before you're even 18, before you're in college, you're best friends with her, so I don't think you're going too far.
She really is my best friend. She knows everything about me. I tell her everything. I'm super close with her. She knows all my secrets. I have nothing to hide, and I'm just very open with her, which I think is really good.
She's coming on the show next. We're going to pick her brain. So tell me how expensive it is to compete.
Oh, it is.
We're talking about competing pageant-wise, not bodybuilding or physique competitions.
Yeah, but I mean, preparing for all of it, it gets really pricey. Speaking of getting your body in shape, what I did to help get myself in shape in such a short amount of time was actually get myself a nutritionist. And it is pretty pricey, but like I said, it's being determined and motivated and stuff like that. But other than that, everything else that comes with all the expenses, for example, I compete out in the LA area, so just the drive back and forth is a lot as it is.
When the 5's closed because of mudslides?
Yeah, and along with that, you know, shoes, clothes, dresses. Oh my gosh, dresses. Dress shopping is like one of my favorite things to do. It's so fun to like go inside the shop, go inside and
cool
try
thing
on
is you
these
said you got a
cute
nutritionist.
dresses.
Your nutritionist was actually our guest last week, Greg.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool. It's, you know, we're already networking like
Yeah,
that.
he's awesome. I love Greg. You know, he worked with me at such a young age, which he said, you know, he wouldn't, but he worked with me only because it was for good. Like, what I'm doing isn't just like, oh, pretty, you know, beauty pageants. What we're doing is actually doing good in our community. Like, our platform and our mission for what we do is Beauties and Athletes Against Bullying. And what
so cool.
Yeah, our mission for that
cool.
is to spread awareness about the different types of bullying, the ways that bullying can affect others and ways you can prevent it, and stuff like that. So that is our main platform with our title. Yeah.
And we're gonna showcase an event next week on the 23rd of October that we're actually doing the same day as our show. So I'm really excited to bring that episode to you guys. But our last event, you know, when I was speaking in front of the kids, I asked them how many kids, you know, get bullied every day or throughout the week, and 93% of the kids raise their hand.
Yeah, it's really sad, especially now with our generation. So much cyberbullying, especially, is one of the biggest, I think. I know that I was bullied as a kid growing up in elementary and middle school. Cyberbullying, I still get cyberbullied from time to time. You know, you get people leaving nasty comments on your Instagram or your Twitter and Facebook, stuff like that. But I've learned to, you know, just blow it off and ignore it, because at the end of the day, you know,
cyberbullying sucks too, because it's just some person, you know, that's behind their computer you can't see. You know, number two, social media is so important for any job these days, especially for what you're doing right now. Because, you know, like Austin said earlier, you need to market yourself, you need to showcase yourself, and social media is a free way to do that. It's free. So the fact that you have these people on there making it a negative experience or almost bringing you down, it kind of sucks, but I guess you're always going to have
I feel like
the cons with it.
Yeah, it does come with it. I feel like these people kind of tear you down for the success and the achievements that you've made in life. You know, they try to bring you back down out of, I don't know, just being hateful towards someone.
Can't worry about them and start your own nonprofit. I want to hear more about that. So, you know, tell us what the premise of this nonprofit is.
Well, you know, we would go to like elementary schools, stuff like that. We talk to young kids and teens about the effects of bullying, whether it can lead to, you know, kids, their self-esteem getting torn down, which happened to me, your confidence being blown to the ground, and worst of all, it can lead to suicide, which I think is the worst effect that bullying can have on anybody. It's sad that these kids feel trapped, that they have to, you know, resort to killing themselves. And what we do, you know, we talk to kids, we express, you know, the different ways you can prevent bullying by telling them that it's okay to be different, and it's okay to stick up for yourself and to not be scared to tell other people, you know, what's going on, and try to get help and stuff like that.
So when you're speaking to these kids, you dress up in your gowns?
No, we're just in, usually, depending on where we go, just casual, you know, some jeans, some shoes, and like just a t-shirt. But we wear our sashes to represent,
right?
Because that's what we do. We're representing.
Kids like that. They look up to that.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what we are known for. We're known for being role models and, you know, inspirations. We want to help better the community and those around us.
Such a beautiful idea. I can already tell that you're going to win your pageant, because when you're sitting here talking about this, is people have to make this stuff up when they, you know, when they compete in a pageant. They have to sit there and, I don't know, you see jokes on TV about it all the time.
Yeah.
We don't know how to talk and stuff like that.
Yeah, we get just judged so much on that.
So my favorite part of the interview, though, what is something we can do to make the Central Valley a better place? You know, you've already covered bullying, so let's steer away from bullying. What is something else that we could do here to make it a better place to live?
Honestly, if everybody was to just take part just in a little bit of doing local things, you know, there's so many nonprofit charities and volunteer work around this community that everybody could take a part of. It's really a few hours of your day to just, you know, and a lot of it adds up after a while. You know,
and that's something we want to offer here is, you know, if you're watching this and you do want to get involved, and whether it be you want to work a whole day or you want to work 5 minutes, or, you know, whether you want to feel like you're helping the world just by watching the show, and that's how we want you to feel. But we want to connect people with that. We want you to be able to call us, email us, find us, and, you know, us be able to cook you up with a Saturday morning, you know, work for Bullying and Beauties or Fresno Meals or Right at Home or any of the nonprofits we work for. So if you are watching this right now and you want to be involved or you have a nonprofit that you would like showcased, please call us up. Now, what is next for you? College?
Next, well...
Are you going to be a pageant coach yourself?
Well, depending on where my career goes, because right now I'm focusing on continuing my career in the entertainment industry. But aside from that, my plan is college. College has always been like a plan of mine ever since. You know, it's been something my mom's always talked about and something I've always dreamed of doing. You know, going to college is really important. Education itself is just very important. If I was to be going into college, I would be studying somewhere in the medical field. I would be studying to be a surgeon, preferably a plastic surgeon.
Are they shaky? I couldn't be a
No, preferably a plastic surgeon, just because I'm so interested in plastic surgery and just the thought of, like, you know, helping people with their confidence and building them into something that they're happy with. And if not a surgeon, a psychologist. I've always wanted to be a psychologist. I like working with and like seeing how everybody's mind works differently and stuff like that. So
we have a beauty queen with a very large brain and a huge intelligence with us here today. See, the Central Valley does have all kinds of cool stuff. So we only have about 30 seconds left, but I want to hear how we can get a hold of you and how we can sponsor you, because like you said, it's expensive.
Yeah,
not all of us walk around.
You can find me on Facebook, just Kathy Matheny. My Instagram is Kathy_Matheny, which is the same as my Twitter, and my email is kathymatheny22@gmail.com, which I'm sure will be posted.
Yeah, and like I said, we'll post this on the YouTube channel a little bit later, so if you guys miss any of this, you're more than welcome to scroll through them. You guys, after this next commercial, our last commercial, we are coming back with one of my favorite people in Fresno because he is so involved in the community. This dude has had 4 interviews this week, and I'm so lucky to have one of them be here. So you guys are coming right back with Justin Camilotto. Thank you.
Letty Pingatori focuses on the unique needs of each client. Call Letty if you need a realtor in the Central California area. Looking outside the CenCal area, Letty will refer you to the best Keller Williams agent nearest you. Letty Pingatori, realtor extraordinaire.
Mike Briggs Properties,